Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome to May 2023's Adventure Game Releases Roundup video. Now there's an awful lot to go through in this video, which is very exciting, and it's fantastic to see adventure games getting so much attention at the moment. So I won't take too long, I'm just going to jump straight into all of the adventure games that are releasing in May 2023. Do you like detective adventure games where you play as an animal? Well, this month sees the release of Paws of Coal by Gamechuck, a game that follows the life of a young animal called Charles Quill. Charles lives in a place known as the Burrows, which is an animal mining town which is suffering from an outbreak of a mystery sickness. With no obvious cure available, the king turns to Charles, a well-known scholar, to help investigate. The game is part of a larger universe known as Trip the Ark Fantastic and will probably take you around 3 to 4 hours to complete, though it's likely to be a slightly slower paced detective adventure than some of the others which are available in the genre at the moment. So if that's your thing, I think it would be well worth checking out. Paws of Coal is due for release on the 1st of May and will be available on PC. Now this entry is something a little different because it's actually a VR game, and I've noticed more and more adventure games and adventure game hybrids making their way onto VR over the past 6 months. I don't actually have any VR equipment myself, but it does seem like something that's becoming more and more interesting for adventure gamers. This is Another Fisherman's Tale by Innerspace VR, a direct sequel to the award-winning 2019 game A Fisherman's Tale. It seems your own body is the main method of puzzle solving in this one, as you'll need to detach body parts and use them to reinvent yourself as you look for different solutions to the game's riddles. And some of the puzzles shown off in the trailer look very interesting indeed. The story will see you look to discover the fabled Isle of Libertalia, whilst avoiding the dangers of enemies who'll try to get in your way and stop you. Another Fisherman's Tale will be sailing its way onto PSVR 2, MetaQuest and PC on the 11th of May. Time for another FMV release with Murderous Muses by Daveki Studios Limited. And as you may have guessed, this is an FMV murder mystery game that looks like it's also packed full of puzzles to solve. A year after the unsolved murder of Mordecai Gray, a gallery is about to unveil an exhibit showing paintings of 6 of the prime suspects in the murder case. And at night time, the paintings come to life. You'll have to question the suspects and figure out which one of them murdered Mordecai. And as with all FMV games, there will more than likely be some amusing cheesy acting, but actually the acting shown off in the trailer seems very high quality, and the puzzles seem incredibly varied too, with lots of different styles and additional collectibles to pick up and search for if that's your kind of thing. I'm also getting a little bit of a Myst vibe from the gallery setting itself, which it appears may be set in a place called Marlhaven Island, and it looks like a really interesting place to explore. Murderous Muses releases on the 12th of May and will be available on PS5, PS4, Xbox, Nintendo Switch and PC. Talking of Myst, fans of the Myst universe can allow themselves to get very excited this month, because the creators of that universe, Cyan, are releasing a brand new game called Firmament, and it looks fantastic. You'll find yourself in a seemingly abandoned world with a real steampunk vibe to it, and this looks like it has everything that fans of Cyan's games love. 3 unique realms with a rich story to uncover, lots of varied puzzles you'll need to solve to discover the mysteries of Firmament, and a journey to work out what your own role in this place is. There's also a mystery apparition you'll encounter who has a story all of her own, and there's always that nagging question in the back of your mind of whether or not she can be trusted. And Firmament is going to be out in both flat and VR, so it'll appeal to a wide range of adventure gamers on various different platforms. Firmament is due to release on the 18th of May on PS5, PS4, PSVR 2, PC, Oculus Rift and Quest 2. It wouldn't be a good month for adventure games without a horror-based adventure game, would it? And that's exactly what you'll be getting with Castle of Secrets by Aliens Games. This is a side-scrolling hidden object adventure game that combines a 3D world with over 30 2D hand-drawn characters. The plot twists all depend on the decisions you make as you try to help the main character Susan figure out who killed her family. And there's definitely something strange going on, almost as if there's some sort of curse over the family and the castle that they live in. Castle of Secrets will be available on PC on the 19th of May. Time for what's probably this month's quirkiest release, and I don't mean that in a bad way. This is HRO Adventures of a Humanoid Resources Officer by Worthing and Moncrieff, and it's described as being a puzzle-driven visual novel set in a retro sci-fi universe. Now, I'm not sure if the developers of this one are fans of Sierra's Space Quest games, but the theme music on the trailer certainly carries the same sort of vibe to it. Story-wise, you play as a humanoid resources officer aboard the Endeavour, a military spaceship which ends up in big trouble when an evil physicist tries to take over it. And it's up to you to figure out how to save the ship from that physicist and various other threats using your very best administration skills. And with thousands of different choices available to you, this is a game that you'll be able to play many different times. HRO Adventures of a Humanoid Resources Officer is coming to PC on the 21st of May. Also coming this month is Amnesia: The Bunker by Frictional Games. And I know you might be watching thinking, Tyrion, this isn't really an adventure game, and you're probably right on that. But I would class it as a puzzle-based action-adventure game, so I think it's still worth mentioning. Now, if you're new to the Amnesia series, it's horror and usually involves being hunted by some sort of monster, or indeed monsters. And this one is set in a World War I bunker, where you'll play as a French soldier named Henri. You'll need to solve various puzzles along the way using things you'll find scattered throughout the world, and some of the puzzles actually have lots of different solutions to them, so they can be solved in different ways. If puzzle solving under pressure is your thing, then I think you'll really like this game. Amnesia: The Bunker has a scheduled release date of the 23rd of May and will be available for PS4, Xbox and PC. So there we have what I think is probably my favourite month for adventure game releases so far this year, just because there's such a variety of subgenres, indie stuff, big game studios, the return of Cyan, Myst-Like stuff, FMV, comedy. I mean, it's really covering all bases, and I'm very excited to give some of these games a try. So before you go, leave me a comment down below. Let me know which of the games featured in this video you're thinking of picking up and playing for yourself, and I'll see you all very soon.